high crocheters of the world. In this tutorial we will knit together, so from time to time we knit too here on my channel, on Oana's crochet channel. We will knit together this so cute booties for newborn baby. On my blog, these are from 0 to 6 months. On my blog you have other sizes, so you just check on the link below this tutorial or into the eye, right side corner, the eye on the screen actually. If you are watching from a mobile device, you can just touch that eye and you will have the link. Okay, now if you are watching from the computer, you can just click on it. So these are, you will need a skein of 50 grams of yarn. There are more than enough, and 5 millimeters knitting needle and yarn. This is wool, 60 wool, 60 acrylic yarn, suitable for 5 millimeters hook, so kind of bulky yarn. Okay, so let's get started. So to work these such lovely little booties, we will need, I will work them for 0 to 6 months, but if you want them larger, you can just go on my blog. You have the link below of this tutorial and you can see all the measures that I put there. Now we will need 34 stitches, and I cast on like this. So this is the very first. It's exactly as the slip knot from the crochet, and insert hook into it and pull up a loop, twist and put it on the left needle. Then insert the needle, right needle, in between the two, and from now on we will just cast on like this. Pull up a loop, twist and put it on your left needle, insert right needle in between the last two stitches, and this is how we will just continue on. It's really easy, that way of casting on. That's why I am using it. Okay, and I will continue on for 34 stitches. So I have my 34 stitches. I forgot to tell you first that I'm working with 5 millimeters knitting needle and the yarn suitable for these needles. So it's exactly written on the label of this yarn, which is 60% wool and 40% acrylic, that is suitable for 5 millimeters needle. Knitting needle. Now I have my 34 stitches here, and now what I want to do is to work. So this is the first part of the pattern. We have to knit 8 rows, so only knit, and you can use the row counter if you want to. I will need it. I will use it. I used to use it because it's really nice and easy to count them. So first, and I will begin with my first row to knit. This is 2, and then 3, and so on, 4, and like this. Okay, so as I said before, I like to use my row counter, I think it is. It's the name of it, row of rounds. So 8, anyway, 8 knit rows, okay? And then, and this is how to knit. You know how to knit. If you don't know how to knit, I have an entire playlist, knitting for crocheters. You have the link below of this tutorial, or into the eye, into the right side corner of the screen actually. You can just touch, and if you have a mobile device, you just touch the screen and you will have, where is the eye, obvious, on the right side corner, and you will have the link actually of the playlist where you can find the cast on that I used, and how to knit and how to purl and everything you need to understand, to better understand. Even if you are not a knitter, you have never knit before, you can just slowly learn how to do it. It's not that difficult. Actually, if you are a crocheter, knitting is easier, much more easier than crochet. Okay, so I finished my very first row here, and I will go on with the second. So second, and here we are. Knit, so only knit for now on. Okay, I will slip from the second, I will slip the first as if to knit, because I am knitting. Okay, so slip the first, or you can just work it. It's okay if you want to work it. If you don't want to slip it, it's no problem. This is my second, so I just continue on for a total of 8 rows like this. There is something more that I want to tell you. If you are not sure that the measure is good, so even if I give you some other measures, sizes actually on my blog, just to be sure, go with half of the stitches that you have. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16 and 17. So 17 is the half of the stitches that I have, so 34, and put them like this. If you are not working with a circular needle, you can work on circular needle, so that would be easier. Okay, and now we can just okay, like this, we can just measure, and this will be the sole. Okay, so it's about 10 centimeters. Okay, so somewhere between 9 and 10 centimeters is the perfect measure of the sole for a 0 to 6 months newborn. Okay, so I finished my border. I have my 8 stitch A rows here, and now we will begin with the decreasing rows. So these are 8 rows. From the row number 9 to the row number 16 will decrease, and we will work in stockinette stitch. We will decrease in on knit and purl, both sides. Begin with the knit part of the stockinette stitch. We will slip the first. Now we just have to slip the first. Slip the first, and you also need a marker. I have it here, mine. So slip the first and knit, slip the first and knit 14. So actually with the slipped one we count 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. Now on this side, because there will be 2 decreases, both sides, these are the sides of the bootie, and on this side we will decrease like this. So we work 14, and now to decrease we just want to slip as if to knit 1, knit the second, and now pass the one that you slipped over the knitted one and let it fall down from the needle. Okay, so this is the first decrease. Now we will knit one more, and now we will put the marker. And on the other side, knit 1, and to decrease just knit 2 together. Okay, so on the first part like this, knit 2 together, and now knit 14 to the end. 1, exactly the same number, obvious. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oops, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and the last one, 14. Okay, now let's go on and work row number 10, which will be a purl row, so it's a stockinette stitch, which means, so we will work 13 stitches to the decrease. Now we will slip as if to purl, because we are on the purl side, the first one, but we count them. Okay, we count it 1, so we work 13, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, I said, okay? And now we must have 3 stitches to the marker. The first 2 will be worked in the decrease, and then we will just purl the first, the last before the marker. And to decrease, exactly the same thing. On this side, so on the first side, we will decrease like this. So slip the first of the 2 as if to purl this time. Then purl the second, just purl the second, and pass the slipped one over the purled one and let it down from the needle. Okay, so we decrease, and now we just purl one more to the marker, pass the marker, and on the other side we purl the first after the marker, and we purl 2 together for the decrease. And we work 13, exactly the same number of stitches we must have on one side and on the other side. Okay, so it must have the same number. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, this is how you will purl, this is how you will knit with the decreases. And just now, from now on, just maybe you will follow the instruction, written instruction on my website, so you can just follow along, okay, with your working. I will work to this row number 16, and then I will be, so my decreases, and then I will be back to show you how to finish. So now I will work 12, decrease, 1 more to knit to the marker, then then I will knit another one after the marker, decrease, and 12 more, then 11 and the same decrease and the same thing, and then 11 on the other side, 10 and 10, 9 and 9, okay? So with the same decreases, so exactly the same thing, only that obvious that we will have less 1 stitch to work in each row. So I have to complete with the last 2 rows, my decreases, row number 15 and 16. So I will begin on the knitting side with 8 by knitting 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I will work my decrease, so pass as if to knit, knit, and pass over the one that you just slip as if to knit. Okay, this is the decrease. Now knit 1 to the marker, pass the marker, knit 1 on the other side, decrease, okay, decrease, and knit 8 to the end. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now the last, this is what I have. So as you can see, we already have the little shape here of our booty. Okay, so now what we need to do is to finish with our last decreasing row. It's on the purl side, so we will slip as if to purl, and we will count these 2 in our 7 to the decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now we will work our decrease. So slip as if to purl, purl the next, and pass over the purled one, the one that you slipped, and leave it off the needle. Now purl one more to the marker, slip the marker, purl, work 2 together to decrease, purl 2 together. We are on the wrong side, so we want to purl, and work 7 more stitches, 1 to the end. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And this is what we have. Okay, we finish with the decreasing part. Now we will work 5 more rows in stockinette stitch. So we will knit, purl, knit, purl, and knit. Okay, so 5 more rows, the row number from the row number 18 to the row number 21 will be 17 to the row number 21. So 5 more rows. Knit, purl, and knit, and we'll be back with the very last part. Okay, forgot to tell you that now we have 18 stitches. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 before the marker, and of course the same number of stitches after the marker. Into this first of our 5 rows in stockinette stitch without decreasing, we just go and work our first 9, and then we can take off the marker 4, 5, because we don't need it anymore. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 3, yes, 9, sorry, not 10, but 9, and just take off the marker and continue on with the other side. So we don't need it anymore, we just knit, and then purl and knit and purl and knit one more, and I will be back to show you what's next. But believe me, the most difficult part, we just finished it with the decreases. That was the most difficult part. I completed my 5 stockinette stitch rows without decreasing, and now last but not least, we will work 8 more rows. We will knit 8 more rows. Again, my assistant is here, so I will, this is the first one, only knit 8 more rows. So only knit, sorry, it's that. Okay, and just continue on. with by knitting these last 8 rows, and then we will sew together the bootie and we are ready. It's a lovely, really lovely pattern because it's easy. And not only that it's easy, but it's so lovely, so sweet and cute. Okay, this is the first one. Now I will go on with the second. Only knit, so exactly as we did at the beginning, the first 8. Now we will work the last 8 exactly the same, only that obvious that we don't have the same number of stitches because we decreased. Okay, this is the second. Let me finish this 8 rows. I finished my 8 rows, and now what I want to do is to bind off. And to bind off I will just knit, or even slip the first, knit the second, and pass the first over the second, let it fall down from the needle, and now knit one very, very loosely and pass the one that we have on the needle over the one that we just knitted and let it fall down from the needle. And this is how we will continue on, but please just work it, bind off really nice and loosely. Okay, nice and loosely. You can just work this with the right needle, a larger right needle. Okay, so you can, if instead of 5 you can work with 6.5. okay, you need it nice and large, and we just continue on to the end, knit and pass. Here we are to the end. The last one. Knit and pass. Okay. Now we just want to cut the yarn longer. So nice and long. We need to sew with it. So nice and long yarn. Now pull. Like this. Okay. And now we will fold, but with the wrong side. This is the wrong side where it is all purled. This is the right side, okay, of my little bootie. So the wrong side. Take a wool needle. You can take one, the one in A1 in plastic if you want to. Okay, and now we will just go on and sew on the wrong side, on the vertical part, and then the sole exactly in the middle. Exactly in the middle. Okay, let us begin here. I won't use the mattress stitch, the stitch that I use when I sew this kind of. And now I will just go on into this. Oops, sorry. Just to make it shorter. It's too long. Okay, so this rings here or loops here that we can see, and this I will go on and okay, now these two, 1 and 2, and just go on and sew together, join together by sewing the last two here, 1 and 2. Okay, and now this is the part that we worked in stockinette stitch, so we just insert hook into the stitches like this to this. Where is the stitch? Here, 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 here. Okay, okay, then these two. Okay, and then I will sew the sole too, and that's it. Okay, and now again into the rings here as we did before, so 1 and 2. Okay, on this side. The sole will be worked, will be joined together exactly into the casting on stitches. Okay, 1 on one side, 1 on the other side, and to the end. I finished, and obvious that here I will try to go back just a little bit to lose the end. Oh, it was too much yarn. Maybe it's better too much then. Okay, I can cut the yarn. I will sew that one too, and what we need to do is to put it on the right side, and this is the sole. And this is the bootie, like this. Isn't it so lovely, so cute, bootie? And it is not difficult at all. It's really, really easy to do. So, hope you enjoy this tutorial. Even if it's knit, it's really, really easy. So, hope you will try, because as I said, it's too easy. So, even if you are not a knitter, neither I am. I just from time to time like to knit, so you can just try them. Hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more other tutorials so you won't miss another one, and see you at the next tutorial. Bye bye.